What's going on, everybody? It's Frito here to break down the brand new support sniper, Ana. Pharah's mama hits the battlefield and she does all sorts of goofy stuff. We're going to break down what she does and how she fares in the hero meta right now. Her left click either damages or heals friendlies. She has a grenade that will heal and amplify the healing done to friendlies, and if it hits enemies, will negate their ability to be healed for a few seconds, which is interesting. Her ultimate supercharges a character like Reinhardt, who can just run in and, okay, this is a bit exaggerated. There's no way he's dealing 400 damage to Zarya. She had to be injured. This promo footage doesn't exactly replicate the real game. And she, of course, has the stun gun, which I think is more important to her kit than you might think, because the rest of her items are fairly unreliable. Her ultimate is the most interesting to me, and I'll get into talking about that when we have some footage. So let's break down the fact that I was 7,000th in line to get onto the PTR, but I waited it out for you people in order to get you this footage, so I hope you enjoy that. Strangely enough, no headshot multiplier. No matter where you hit, you're going to do 80 damage over the course of about a second. So it does that over 3 hit markers over the second time frame. Doesn't matter the range. If you hit it, it will damage 80. Now that might sound good because 80 in a burst, like, wow, that's like better than a McCree shot. But you're forgetting how slow that she shoots. With how slow she shoots, she has one of the worst DPSs in the game. It's really, really bad. Her left click can be shot without a scope, but it shoots a projectile, which is pretty hard to shoot, even on your teammates. So, yeah, that's a little rough. And there's not really a benefit to scope up, other than the fact that you shoot hit scan, which is easier to hit. I have lots of problems with the way that this works out, and I think it needs a buff. I gotta be honest with you. If you get onto the PTR right now, you're going to see everybody playing Ana, and people may not be able to really evaluate how she plays right now. But I'm gonna tell you this. The most important thing that's going on in Overwatch right now, and it's hidden behind the fact that there's a brand new character, is that there's a huge patch. Zenyatta got buffed. McCree got buffed. Diva got buffed. Yo Mama got buffed. And Yo Mama is Ana. Get it? It's Pharah's mom. Okay, sorry. Just kidding. We're having a little bit of fun. Don't get mad at me. So, the thing is, her heal is too unreliable and not big enough to be worth the risk of missing. What do I mean by that? Mercy and Lucio's heals are big events, right? As soon as Lucio pops his healing tunes or Mercy focuses down a single target, you're going to get the value of that heal. Whereas Sombra, or Ana, whatever we're calling her nowadays, one, you have to have great aim, and it feels a bit too unreliable. However, Ultimate is a lot of fun. Here I put the boost onto Liam as he goes in with his ultimate. Now, granted, with Mercy's damage buff at 50% now in PTR, there's probably not a point to stack the ultimates like that on a Pharah where you could just put a Mercy on her. But a whole lot of fun was had as we drop down amplified rockets. I don't know what the damage percentage actually is for Ana, but I assume it's at least 50%, and I hope it's even more. Maybe it's 100. Then it would be really good. But I think it's 50. Haven't been able to get official patch notes on that yet. But really, that's one of her saving graces for me right now, because it seems like you can charge her ult pretty reliably, which will make her key in comboing, which is very key to Overwatch, which might see her have some utility, but her rifle just isn't doing it for me. I think they either should boost its effectiveness when scoped, at least when you heal, or give a headshot multiplier, because 80 damage and 80 healing per shot is just so slow and boringly ineffective. I suppose the benefit is you can do it at range, but healing and Overwatch by itself isn't like a ranged thing that's required, really. Because Mercy moves around so effectively, it's not like, wow, we really need our healer to be miles away in order to stay alive. Not gonna happen. Mercy already is hard enough to track down because she can fly between teammates, and she doesn't need the ability to be farther away, so why would we pick Ana over Mercy? I'm confused. Furthermore, why would we pick Ana over Zenyatta, which just got a buff now, and his orbs auto attack? That's so huge, because even if you have sick aim, it might be hard to select the character that you want. You see, when I have my Q available, it's just like how the Zenyatta orbs work, where you can select someone and it'll highlight it for you. That's a lot easier to land on the target you're looking for when you need it right away. Like, I want to heal that guy right there. Than a hit scan, because one of your teammates could just get in the way as you're trying to aim up. And that's a huge problem for me right now. So even though I had decent aim and I can track targets, the fact that I can miss even 25% of the time makes me feel really inefficient. So I'm wondering what you guys think about that. Maybe I'm completely blowing this out of proportion. I'm completely wrong. But that's how I feel about her attack. Now, her grenade is actually pretty interesting, because if you throw it on your own death ball, all of a sudden your health boosts are incrediboosts. So if you have like a Lucio and you drop it down and your whole team just like is on full health, it's as if you just did a transcendence from Zenyatta or something. It insta boosts it. But isn't Lucio's heal good enough as it is? Does it really need that? I don't know. I don't know if amplifying healing on your own team is good enough as an ability. Now, of course, it does a secondary ability, which I think is more important, that when you throw her grenade at the enemy team, their healing is frozen for a moment. Ah, now this is interesting. That could be a very key initiation tool, where you can see the enemy forming up a little bit. If you could sneak in that ball, then you can swarm them within those few seconds. And if you land a pretty good value grenade and hit maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them, those characters can't be healed, and then you focus down those targets who can't be healed, I think you're in the money. I think that might be big play territory. But how often are you going to be able to land those grenades? That's what I need to know. Because if it's only a few times a game, all of a sudden, so much of Ana's kit feels like it's a niche within a niche within a niche, like so small in applicability that I don't know if it's going to be competitively viable. Now, her sleep gun, or taser, or whatever you want to call it, is the most important thing that you're going to want to learn how to use. I have not mastered it yet, but without it, you are so useless if something gets in your face. You're more useless than Mercy, Zenyatta, Symmetra. You're the worst support at being closed in on, because your DPS is so slow and you have no movement ability, which I just wish Ana had a movement ability. I don't see why they made a sniper class that can't at least climb up walls or something, which doesn't make any sense to me, because in the promo video, wasn't she on top of that bridge on Temple of Anubis? How did she get up there? Did she fly? Did Pharah carry her? I don't know, but I was excited thinking that maybe she could jump or jetpack or hook shot or something, and she can't. So that makes it so she can't escape from battle, and if you don't hit her stun gun, you're done, son. I just made that up now. Isn't that a cute little rhyme? So you're going to want to learn how to master that immediately, otherwise you might not have any value. So I have ragged on poor Ana for quite some time in this video. How do I think she could be viable? Well, by utilizing her range, obviously, and utilizing her ultimate, which is going to be charged up quite quickly, actually. So on longer scale payload maps, I think it would work, because you'll be able to stay far in the backfield and heal like your Pharahs in air, which oftentimes might struggle to have other healers follow them. But of course, let's just forget for a second that Mercy's incredibly good and can follow Pharah wherever she goes. Let's just forget that fact for a moment. And you can heal them at range. And you want to use her ultimate in order to combo with characters that are more brawler heavy but can do DPS, because I don't see a point in buffing the damage of like a Winston or something, even if it does make him stronger. Maybe if the whole team's there, you can buff Reinhardt like they did in the promo video, but if you can't hit multiple targets at once, you're probably going to want to save it for a Reaper or a Soldier who has ult. That can be pretty sick. You might even not even want him to stack the ult, because he'll be so strong he probably can just get away without ulting anyway. But I suppose if he does have auto aim, he will do tons of damage. I don't think it's that great on Pharah's ult, even though me and Liam do have fun comboing it here. I think it's probably better to combo Pharah's ult with a lockdown ability like Reinhardt's ult or Zarya's ult, and use the Ana ult in order to just buff up their ability to go in and brawl normally with their normal abilities, because it allows them to move faster. So I don't see a point of having Pharah stand still to deal her ult when you probably could wipe the team possibly without ulting. It just so happened that he had his ult every single time I had mine, so we comboed it a few times in this gameplay. So, can we see that get used? Maybe. But the problem is right now, folks, so many other characters got buffed right now that I can't see Ana being competitively viable, except in those niche scenarios on those really big maps where you can keep her hidden away in the back and get value out of her, mostly on defense, because she's so slow and can't really aggress into situations that on offense it's going to feel really bad. Like Zenyatta is definitely better on offense right now than Ana is. But what I think we should be thinking about is, what does Ana's support playstyle enable that you couldn't really do before? This is what I think. Flankers on defense are often a bad pick. Typically because on defense, you want to be covering each other and having enough symmetry to keep each other alive and to get value out of your healers, which were close range before this. I think you could get away with the defensive Tracer or Genji now that you have Ana, which will play well within the death ball, can stabilize the death ball with her sleep ability. If something flanks, if a Winston jumps on them, she can sleep it and then have time to call out to have her team focus it down. But as the Genji is jumping around in their death ball as they aggress into you as they're pushing, you can heal him at range, which might be a playstyle that we didn't see before. Because before Ana, if you had that flanker out on his own, it's like you were kind of playing 5v6 and they were playing off on their own. There was very little times where you could synergize with them. Zenyatta can throw orbs at range, but they go way out of line of sight. So that sort of enables them a bit more. Even more interesting is the conversation that we're going to be having for the next video and probably the next couple videos, because there's a big patch that is going to be coming, completely changing up the meta, and will, in my opinion, be doing much more to the game than this character alone will. But overall, I think Ana, if she sees any competitive play, will buff friendly Genjis, will nerf Pharah a bit, who's also going to get nerfed indirectly a little bit because McCree got a buff at range. You're going to enjoy seeing that, as Ana can be another way to get reliable damage on Pharah as she flies through the air, because often you need at least 2 characters that can hit scan down a flying Pharah, at least in the previous meta. Now, it might be a little bit different with D.Va, McCree, and Zenyatta buffed. A lot of interesting meta changes going on in Overwatch, and we'll be here to break it down for you. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Please share the channel with your friends, fellow Overwatch players. Come one, come all. You're all invited to join in the conversation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me if I'm a crazy buffoon for saying some of the stuff about Ana that I said. Am I drawing too soon of conclusions? Whatever you think, go ahead and let me know. I've been Frida for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.